Welcome back, everybody. It's time to move on to match number 2. This is where all the fun begins. Everyone, 07 in the chat, please, because we're sending some teams home. Starting right now, it's gonna be Absolution versus Timeless Ethereal. Oh my God, I cannot speak today.
Hey, three Timelesses. 4 nightmares, they're all together. You know,
exactly. North America is just Timeless and Nightmares and Citrus Nations, and yeah, it's great. Honestly, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the Group A bracket. I mean, it does seem like they did, both of them got 3-0'd by Toronto and Avidity. So
yes,
this one's gonna be an important one, unless you want to go home.
Yeah, that is.
I don't think anyone wants to go home, Danny. I'm just gonna quit. They may be, but you
never know.
Danny's like, I could go home right now. I'm like, I don't know, maybe.
I'm gonna be honest. I want to go home. I mean, I'm already at home, but anyways, yeah.
Where are you?
Starting with Absolution. What do you guys have to say for this roster?
Well, I think a lot of players, like especially moving through Swiss stage, there's going to be a lot of players that people don't recognize. I actually recognize Monkey Happy. They're on my friends list on Battle.net. I can't remember when I added them, or they added me. Not sure, in a weird rank game at one point. Yeah, like I was like, what? I was like, wait, I recognize them. I was like pogging. I was like, oh no, Scott, no way. And so that, like, this is the benefit of having like this open circuit system. You're going to see players that you might have not seen before. So I think this is a big chance for Absolution to really kind of make their name here, because if you look at on the other side of things, Timeless Ethereal, a lot of these players have been around for a long time, especially in the Calling All Heroes section of the Overwatch Esports ecosystem. People like Bun, Halo, like Sniper, X10, like players that you've seen on your screens before, even in OWCS. So this is going to be a big like step up game here for Team Absolution.
And it's important to remember, both of these teams, they're in a group with Throw Defiant. Obviously, there is going to be some difficult matchups in this one. So both of these teams just looking to get this redemption match, stay in the game, don't go home like Danny wants to, and then get your second chance in the final to get out of this group. So I'm excited to see what they're going to show, because as Jack said, names that we don't really see or talk about as much, really getting their opportunity on the main stage to be able to sort of make a name for themselves in a big way.
Right, and there's a Brit in this game too, Kiwi for Absolution, so that's double.
So he cheers for any Swiss players, Jack cheers for any Brits, I cheer for any Australians.
Exactly.
Danny cheers for all of the Koreans that compete in the OWCS.
There's a lot of Koreans, man. I think that's too many players. I'll stick with NA players.
Alright, nice, we'll take it.
Danny's like, whoever wins.
That's true, and I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes really like 3-0s. You know, if a really good team is going up against a worse team, then I don't want them to play with their food. Just get it out of the way, you know.
Danny loves Toronto Defiant. He's like, man,
I love Toronto
Defiant. A quick 3-0, easy does it, Chan.
Yeah, but I mean, I also agree with you guys, you know, like seeing these, I guess, newer players or players that we're not so familiar with, you know, seeing them play, you know, on stage, not on stage, I mean online. I think it's a good, new and refreshing, I guess, matches as well. With that being said, I think we're gonna jump right into the match. Scott and Jack, take it away. Oh my God,
Skak, that's a new one. There we go.
Danny, come on now, take a break. Take a break, go sit down for a little bit.
Let's go, Danny, Lim.
Go pick up the Thesaurus, go pick up the dictionary or something. It's all good. To be fair, I mean, Korean's kind of tough too, you know. So maybe he just speaks in Korean and then just we fully don't understand.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be all good. Timeless Eternal versus Absolution Scott Lijiang Tower. Our first map.
Timeless Ethereal, not
Timeless Ethereal.
That's my fault. I did say Timeless Eternal earlier.
You did.
I've implanted it into Jack's brain. Yeah, I got him. So
Ethereal.
It's alright. Timeless Ethereal versus Absolution. As you said, everyone's guess is as good as mine. We could see so many different things come out. Right now, Absolution looking like the unethical composition might be played here. With the Malga, the Reaper, the Mei, and the Moira. We saw how effective this was yesterday. You're just able to run at your opposition, and it can be difficult to stand up, especially X10 on this Ashe, right? It's very difficult to get space to shoot when everyone's just jumping on you like now.
Oh. Yeah, the unethical comp, the war crimes comp, it's in full effect right now. I think Bun has always been really impressive on the Tracer. It's going to be hard for Tracer to do much against this comp. Like, you're just kind of peppering at the Lucio, peppering at the Moira, trying to get one of them to use their CDs. Nice rotation, though, from X10. They're going to take high ground. It's going to be tough for Absolution to fight into this.
Yeah, Absolution. They weren't able to find value on that first rotation, and now Timeless Ethereal are very ready for what's going on. Huge dynamite coming out from X10.
X10's got 75% towards bot pretty much already. And even Bun, too, just farming the backline. I mean, the comp for Absolution, you put it perfectly, Scott. It needs to run at people, and it needs to find picks instantly. And they're unable to do so when X10 is as free as a bird right now.
Yeah, just shooting, got the bubble ready. The Coalescence was committed by Kiwi as well, which you could say maybe you wanted to keep, but Monkey Happy just taking too much damage, not able to stay alive, and now this is where it gets difficult for the Absolution composition because they just they weren't able to do anything, and Timeless Ethereal are just going to be able to set up, be ready for the aggression, and then disengage whenever it comes, because if you can disengage from that composition and then wait for their cooldowns to run out, there's not a lot left in the tank for the composition.
I think it's just Timeless Ethereal too. They can stall this out for a long time. Bun looking for an opening with the pulse bomb. Look at the positioning from Scuffed though. I mean, this is just filthy positioning. What can you do against this map? Big move onto X10, but doesn't matter. I've got a window. I can do the damage now. Good wall in response, though, by Soulsay. A quick shoot through the wall, though. Scuffed is now free to lay waste to Absolution. A sound barrier from Halo will do a good amount of work there, keeping Halo alive. Same with the rest of his team. And, well, Timeless Ethereal, they are just going to be able to continue to hold. Absolution not finding the flip. Halo coming up large with that one. Being able to get a sound barrier onto Salt Hill and not using the Annihilation is big for this next fight.
Scuff just out here playing Kovacs from the high ground. Just, you know, just waiting, healing, keeping everyone alive. It was a good wall, but as you said, the sound barrier from Halo, you're able to keep everyone alive. And now we're going to see some switches from Absolution.
Bun. Domination from Bun on the Tracer. Easy does it.
I love to see that. Oh, Bun's overheating over here. They wanted to get the ace. Unfortunately, unable to get it through, but that's 85% and counting, and that only cost them the pulse bomb. But Soulsay, seeing it coming the second time, takes down Bun, and that should be a window here for Absolution.
Oh, Monkey Happy almost got obliterated. Soulhill still with the Annihilation. This Coalescence doing a good job from Absolution. They should be able to get the flip here. Time is eternal. Heads up play. Just back off. Don't need to fight this. Just wait for that Coalescence to dissipate. And Halo, she can speed the team forward, and then Soulhill can rip the Annihilation. It should be good and easy as that.
See them stepping up. They need to disengage from this Blizzard.
Oh, good boop from Ross. Straight back into the Blizzard. Annihilation still going to be ripped, though, as X10 comes up with the kill onto Soulsay. They are touching the point as well. X10 finds another one with a barrage. I think that just might be it. Halo, sound barrier, not even required in this fight at all, as it's only Monkey Happy left on the field for Absolution. Bun picks up the kill. Sound barrier comes in, does hit too, but here comes the Suzu from Scuffed. And Halo, she might end up getting the ultimate, but it won't matter. 99 to 16%. Timeless Ethereal with a strong first round.
Huge first round. Honestly, very confident in the way that they wanted to play. Great adaptation to what Absolution were doing and just some big individual plays. So Timeless Ethereal firmly taking that first round. See what happens as we move on to the next round. Going over to Night Market, which is where I could see both teams sort of stabilizing with their compositions, maybe both defaulting to the real mantra.
Yeah, the round, especially on control, the round feels just so strong. We'll see if is Absolution going to run the May again? Doesn't really like it right now, just wants to kind of match the Ram. Them not getting the initial first pick with the Ram, the Reaper, the May, like that was detrimental to the game plan.
It almost felt too slow, right? You need to all in, just turn off your brain, W at people, and then go. But there was a little bit of hesitation, and that gave Ethereal the opportunity to just sort of slow things down. So we're going to see both teams coming out on mirror compositions. The Ramatra Rush that is so common in the meta right now. It's all about getting your Ashe in a position, getting that damage out, and you can see the Lucio Tracer trying to push X10 out.
Big damage coming through from the Dynamites, like you were saying. Absolution. They do end up losing Monkey Happy, but X10 traded at the very least. But now you just got no Ram, which means no space creation. Soulsay is going to be able to start capping the point, but a quick rotation from Timeless Ethereal should be able to stop that from happening.
Yeah, you can see they just want to fight on the point. First flip does go over to Ethereal, and they take down Kiwi, so that's a lot of the healing out from Absolution.
Yep, indeed. Yeah, I mean, there's no real hope anymore. Yeah, it's just a reset here. There's no chance you fight this.
It did feel like Absolution were in a good spot, but they just couldn't get the flip on the point. There was a window when X10 was down that they had more damage, but you can see Ethereal was just able to hold on. But now P giving another window to Absolution with Bun going down with a great headshot.
Fantastic stuff already, and now they're just going to use window. Okay, Timeless Ethereal. I mean, they're just piling on the pressure, just kind of doing what they did before, right? Just make these fights last so long, but a lot of healing coming in. Pulse Bomb goes a little bit wide, but Sawhill's already dead. I don't think, no, X10, she ends up going down there. There's a nice little rush play, and a Kiwi just sniping her from across the map. I wonder if Bun goes for the quick touch? I don't think so, no. There's too many people from Absolution on the point.
Yeah, great play. Great open up from P. Now we'll see if they're able to hold on a little bit stronger. Ultimate's coming up for both sides. Early window to try and get some punishment. It's going to be a lamp forced onto Kiwi. So now they're burning it so low. Bun gets that hit.
Oh, man. Bun gets another big kill. I mean, Kiwi has gone down like over and over again. Punchy's got Pulse Bomb. A very easy way to sting it too, but I don't think they're even going to need it, to be honest. But throws it in anyway. Bun, yet again, coming up large on the Tracer. Unbelievable stuff from Bun this series so far.
Yeah, absolutely going nuclear with some of these Pulse Bombs and just being a consistent threat to and a thorn in the side of Absolution. And now you can see them setting up. It looks like they want to set up a flank play here, try and get aggressive as soon as they see Absolution step up.
Wow, X10 was betting herself there a little bit, but all good. Sawhill has arrived, straight into the spawn, and Kiwi is dead again. That's what you get for being British, unfortunately. That's what Scott would say to me in my
I would never say something so mean. I'm a big fan of the British. as a member of the Commonwealth. Doesn't get the Nemesis form off there. They had it available, but they're going to let Monkey Happy go. But Monkey Happy's just getting peppered down by the Tracer Lucio. Does get one.
Oh! Monkey Happy does end up killing Bun. Halo goes down as well, so 2 members dead for Timeless Ethereal. Should be a flip. There's a bit of an overextension there, you gotta say.
Yeah, a little bit aggressive. But great play from Monkey Happy, honestly, finding some of those picks. And now we're gonna see Timeless Ethereal trying to get back in. They do have the window, potentially trying to isolate someone early. Pulse Bomb does hit, but the lamp is out there to save them.
Oh my goodness, Scuff just tanked that. It was like, yeah, sure, why not? Solsay comes in with a nice little blink smack there onto the Baptiste. Halo dueling the Lucio in the sky. Can they get him? Oh, yes, they can. Halo wins the fight. And now she just gets back to the point. Nice little boob. Didn't end up connecting, but it doesn't matter. Bun's there to clean up. Should be Timeless Ethereal's point. Monkey Happy on the ball. Ain't gonna do it, Chief, unfortunately. There it is. Timeless Ethereal. 2-0 on control. Extremely strong start. Again, another very convincing, very one-sided too. Maybe another 3-0 potential in the future if this kind of keeps up. I mean, Bun was going crazy on the Tracer. X10 too. I think both DPS had such a phenomenal start to the series.
Just see a lot of experience coming out from this team. We talked about it earlier, calling all heroes. They're a team that have been playing for a while. They've always had very strong performances in it as well. So maybe just showing a little bit of that experience and also understanding of like how they want to play together. But you pair that with individual performances from Bun, like you said, there's not really much Absolution feel like they're able to do. I like the idea of trying to play something different, try that Malga, but it didn't feel like they had the understanding of the win conditions, or at least they weren't committing to it 100%.
Well, we'll have to wait and see where they want to go to next. We jump into some highlights real quick. I mean, this play from Scuff too was sick. Just sitting up on the high ground. It's like, what can you do when you're playing this comp? You put the wall up, sure. I mean, Solsay did end up throwing it down, but that's about it. Like, Scuffed is so free. And then Bun, of course, hitting 2 double pulse bombs. She really went crazy on the Tracer. X10 as well, with some nice flexibility too. It's good to see a little bit of Farah again. I think, obviously, everybody was sick of Farah at one point, but there's situations where Farah just does so much work, especially against comps that want to rush. I think X10 had a phenomenal performance both on the Ashe and the Farah this series so far. There's the second double pulse on kill, followed up with a nice little spray down there on Monkey Happy.
That's something that I think Absolution needs to be really aware of here now as well, because it feels like Bun is almost going completely unchecked while playing on the flank right now. So they're able to just put out consistent damage, hit up a lot of pulse bombs, and if they just go unchecked, it's going to be easier to hit these pulse bombs as well. As here's one for good measure onto the Wrecking Ball, trying to get onto the point. But yeah, Timeless Ethereal honestly stepping up in a big way.
Yeah, large W from there. And of course, in this series too, worth kind of keeping in mind is to keep yourselves in the competition to make it to that main event. You do need to find the W here. Only 2 spots from the group end up going through, and Toronto Defiant obviously being in the group, guaranteed a spot in the main event, right? I mean, not too much of a surprise there, but so everybody's kind of fighting for that one spot. Avidity, of course, sitting at 1-1 right now. We're 3-3 for map scores, so one of these teams will have to face up against Avidity. It might be a rematch too. That'll be exciting. And here's the prediction scores as well from the viewers. Getting it pretty accurate so far. 93% for Timeless Ethereal, only 7% for Absolution.
And a lot of people, a lot of the viewers are fans. If you watch Calling Our Heroes, it's hard not to cheer for this roster. So just showing a little bit of dominance in the server and the dominance in the fan voting. So we'll see if Absolution can turn things around, maybe gain a few fans in the chat.
Oh, 100%. Let's have a look where we're going to next then, because this Absolution's kind of map choice. I haven't seen a crazy amount of dive just yet. It's been the Ram, it's been the Malga, so where do you think we're going to go? It's kind of a coin toss in a way. I think Absolution maybe need to kind of throw Timeless Ethereal off their game right now, because what feels like maybe X10 just perma wanting to run the Ashe, but then we saw them also flex over to the Pharah. I don't know. The power level of this team, I think, maybe a little bit too much for Absolution, but, you know, the tides could turn.
In these situations, you just got to pick what you had success with in scrims, and that's going to be Shambali Monastery or Absolution. I would expect to see something similar to the rushes that we saw a little bit on the Control Center map. It can be, you know, Ramatra, those type of things. Maybe they can try again for that Malga, that really fast tempo compositions, just run down Timeless Ethereal. But, you know, as I said, the most important thing in these situations is just play what you're comfortable on, play what you know how to play. If you start overthinking what the opposition is playing, then you're just playing into their hands.
Yeah, Timeless Ethereal, they did end up going down 3-0 to Avidity. That was in the opening matches of Group A. So if the rematch does come through, you best believe they're going to pull some punches. They did end up losing a Shambali Monastery to Avidity as well in a 2-1 fashion. Obviously don't want to repeat that here. They want a clean sweep ideally through here so they can get the nice little rematch. We'll see if Absolution can come back. Obviously being your map choice, you're going to be more confident maybe compared to a Control.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. It's one of those things that you're just able to play in a way that, you know, you can play to your own strengths. You know, everyone has their scrim results. Everyone knows what they're good at. You know, everyone has their maps that they just do not want to play, right? Maybe Lijiang Tower was one of those for Absolution. You know, there's always, you know, certain maps that teams don't want to play. You know, I said when we were on Overwatch, we refused to play Oasis. You know, Oasis was just not our map.
Refused to play Oasis.
A refusal because we seen it, we tried it once, never again. You know, sometimes you just got to throw in the towel. So we'll see what Absolution have been cooking on this one.
Is that all it takes? Just one time? Like, nah, I'm good.
Well, we only scrimmed once, so, you know, we don't have a lot to pull from, unfortunately.
The data not quite refined. It's more of a, we lost on it, so every other map is probably better than this one.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
That's okay. Oh, that's great for you, Scott. I'm really glad. You guys popping off, I'm sure. Well, you know, when I sub in, you'll be popping off, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the Ilari trick really coming and turn things around. Yeah.
I'll go crazy on that one. Control here. So, going on to a Control match, Shambali Monastery, not a crazy amount of a Shambali Monastery, at least in NA, over the last couple of days. Where we saw, of course, a lot of you probably would have seen it if you were tuning into individual streams on the opening day. That was on Friday. Oh, and here's the groups, if you've forgotten where we are. We're in Group A right now, of course. Both Absolution and Timeless Ethereal. 0-1.
Fighting to stay alive. You know, Toronto made it out of this group. It's always going to be a hard group whenever you have Toronto in it. But from now on, all the matches, they're going to be playing to survive. You know, as Danny said, 07, you know, we're having to say goodbye to some of these teams. And let's be real. Obviously, it's great for, you know, people want to stay in these groups. They want to get out of these groups. But some of these teams, getting through the Swiss is a difficult thing. You know, you're having to overcome, you know, hundreds of teams to really put yourself in this situation. So great performances so far, but, you know, always trying to get even higher, get out of groups, get a better result than you did in the last stage.
Absolutely. Yeah, Toronto, that's such a... Toronto's like a guaranteed, sure. sure, but the most exciting thing about group stages, especially like with Team Absolution, is a good kind of point to put this up. Like, we've not seen a lot of these players before, and I'm hoping you kind of make a name for yourself here. Hopefully not go, 0-6. That does kind of suck, but you are against the very best that North America kind of has to offer. But, kind of making it here is a big step up for yourselves. Then you just kind of continue that path and slowly, progressively get better as a squad.
Yeah, 100%. As you said, it does suck going 0-6, but you just need to remember the level of competition that you're surrounded by. Sometimes it's just difficult to match up against some of these teams, but as I said, I don't want to count Absolution out yet. Yes, obviously very dominant performance by Ethereal in that first map, but anything can happen. How many times in the past have we seen one team get blown out? Jaws, quoting you, control can be
fraudulent
a game mode.
Fraudulent game mode. Yes, I always say that because this always happens where a team wins control and then the other team just ends up going the next 3 maps and then they win the series. Like, that's just what happens. I don't know why that is. I'd love to see a stat for where that actually happens in like competitive Overwatch, because it's got to be pretty high, I feel like, especially in the Overwatch League. It felt that way, but
I think it's because control, like the first fight, is so important for all of the rounds, right? If you win the first fight, I think the chances that you're going to win the round is very high.
It's like 60+% or something.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things where it's like, for the first pick can happen so easily, anything can happen in those fights, and then if you can snowball those ultimate advantages, like we saw Ethereal do so well. But now we go over to Shambali Monastery. Absolution, really trying to keep their OWCS Stage 3 dreams alive.
Yeah, Timeless Ethereal, though, just want to quick map, boom, 3-0. Get a rematch versus Avidity in that decided next week. Timeless Ethereal, they are on defense first. X10, just back on the Ash, Burn back on the Tracer, wouldn't mind some of that. And with Soil, like, the amount of work Bun when X10 were doing, like, keep these picks absolutely. I mean, Bun just went crazy on the Tracer, just keep up those performances, and I mean, this is going to be a pretty easy series. Although, seeing the Tracer here, maybe Absolution want to mix things up just a little bit. Are they going to match Tracer? Because if Solsei stays on the Pharah, like, that would be that'd be quite annoying for Bun to kind of deal with. I wonder if we see Bun end up swapping over to something else. Because on Shambali Monastery, we don't normally see a bunch of Tracer historically. Sonic arrow.
Interesting.
Oh, little angle.
That's a cute little angle. I haven't seen.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Yeah. Okay. Learn something over there.
Note to self, don't stand there on defense.
yeah, actually. Damage boost Hanzo arrows across the top. Okay. Looks like Solsei is going to match the Tracer against Bun, so they can put up the same kind of performances here.
And as I said from the last map, I really want to see Solsei do a better job of punishing Bun for trying to play on these off angles, try and take this position. Because if you just let Bun run over your team, you're going to get the exact same result that we saw on Lijiang Tower. You're going to see Ethereal getting a little bit aggressive here, going into the room, and they're just going to crunch him as Bun takes down NDP.
Yeah, easy kill for Bun there. Just absolutely crunched. Halo, just speeding Bun around.
And you're going to need Ross to be able to help NDP hold that position, right? If NDP's going to try and take this off angle on the right side, someone needs to protect and sort of put some pressure against Bun, because you can see they have 4 players stacked up here. Bun's playing on the left alone, just making sure that flank isn't taken.
And look how much damage X10 has done already as well. 60% towards the Bob already versus NDP with only 22%. Bun finally slain by Solsei as Monkey Happy and the rest of the squad trying to march on forwards. There's the window. Not sure Sawhill is going to be staying around for much longer. Nope, they end up going down. Good window and good initial pick too, shutting down one of the main carries for Timeless Ethereal.
It's a great adaptation from Absolution, recognizing that they do need to deal with Bun. Solsei comes over, helps them take him out, and now they've got the car moving. This is where it gets really difficult for the attacking team, when the backline of the defense is able to sit on these high grounds, play the long sidelines, and you can just park your Ramatra on this corner, just get constantly healed by Scuff. It's almost like the Lijiang Tower setup once again, but you can see Scuff wants to set up at the window.
Yeah, big window though from Scuffed. Should be pretty easy. And X10, what a flick. Easy does it. And then Bun too. I mean, it really just has been the Bun and the X10 show this whole game so far. And then Bob just giving a little hello and goodbye to Solsei there. 1 minute and 44 seconds. This first initial push took so long, Scott.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the problem, is like you lose that second fight, all of a sudden there's a lot of positioning that's lost, and that's 2.5 minutes off the clock. And once again, Bun is lurking with a pulse bomb. We've seen her be just so deadly with these.
Another double kill. Oh, sneaky,
They don't know Pepe well.
sneaky. Oh, and defeat. There's no way. Yeah, Bun. The easiest setup in the world there for Bun. The Vortex, you can't move, and the cracked aim, well, don't even need it, to be honest with you. They're moving that slowly. A minute to go, and Bun, yeah, still lurking. 007 mission here. Trying to get another highlight reel, I'd imagine.
60 seconds.
Yeah, and now let's see if they make the change. Recognize, no, they, come on.
Oh,
Look up. Look up.
Please, someone look up. Bun hits the stick, hits the recall, force the lamp, gets out of there, but big cooldown force might trigger an all-out assault here from Timeless Ethereal. They got the annihilation, but no, don't want to step in the room, don't want to press the advantage all too much, don't want to get punished for overextending. Happy just trading. You see Bud once again triple blink into the front line? I mean, why not? I mean, even Soil doing the same thing too. There's the window now. Soil has to back all the way up. Annihilation also popped. It's got Annihilation of their own though, but X10 on a filthy angle right now. She's almost got the Bob too, 10% away. It's going to be tough now for Absolution to kind of cross this chasm. However, with Soil going down, no one really left to hold that corner. And I'm not sure as much X10 can do. Nope, they end up going down, and there it is. OT, however, for Absolution. 3, 4, 5 Xing the payload, but Halo, she is up first too. So Timeless Ethereal, they should be able to get back to the point, at least for one final touch. Soil is just peeking over the edge, and there it is. Bun, triple blink onto the point, gets the touch.
They have to stay on the point. Bob goes out, window goes out, so they're going to have the damage and the healing to stay alive. How's Absolution going to get through this?
Absolutely no way, I don't think. Not with X10 behind the window. Yeah, there's just no chance here from Absolution. They get another touch, but yeah, it's all over. An unbelievable, like a perfect hold from Timeless Ethereal. Really nice touch too. They had, what, 0.94 meters or something silly. Bum with a triple blink, gets the touch, then Soil goes on. You can see the experience of this team really coming to the forefront. And Absolution getting, well, absolutely blown out there, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just one of those situations where Ethereal do a phenomenal job of just balancing who's on the point, getting X10 in the perfect position to do that damage, and honestly, got to give huge props to Scuff throughout this entire series. Been doing a great job of getting in the right spots to be able to heal the team, keep them up, and Absolution haven't been able to get the opportunity to be able to get on top of Scuff, slow down the healing, and so it's just a slow bleed out from Absolution as it feels like they're just constantly getting crunched by not only Soil in the front line, but Bun in the back, just sort of, you know, pushing them in, forcing cooldowns early, and then eventually Absolution's the ones who are falling down.
I mean, even X10 was on an angle as well. You don't normally see an Ashe rotate that far around when the payload's on this, not on this corner, the corner just down below this hill here. X10 was on the platform, like, and Absolution were pushing through the small choke point to try and get around the corner up the hill, and you rarely see that. And it was, you can, again, the trust in the team too has got to be, you know, 100 out of 100, because you might just get crunched, but Halo, of course, obviously kind of always hanging around, make sure they got the speed boost available to get X10 out of there, but didn't end up mattering anyway. See if X10 can find a cheeky little shot. Battle platform up. No, sadly not.
A couple of cute little ideas at the beginning. Our first pick here is huge. It's one of those situations where it's definitely worth the, you know, couple of seconds it's going to cost your DPS and support player, because if you get that pick, it gives you the entire first corner, and then all of a sudden, you know, we saw it took Absolution 2.5 minutes to get through this area. All of a sudden, you can just almost forego that kind of time, and wow, it's a great Ravenous Vortex. Doing so much damage, slowing them down, but Bun again.
Again. The Bun is everywhere. All at once. Rough stuff from Absolution. Bun, the second kill of the fight. Again, just been lights out on the Tracer. I think this might, well, I don't want to call it over just yet, but 3 minutes, a quick and clean team fight. Absolution, however, Andre P is going to be able to hold this high ground in the Ashe, getting a nice little vantage point. Kiwi 2 holds super far back on the BAP. It's going to be hard for Bun to get an off angle now. She's either going to have to go, what, top right and wrap around, or just kind of play and fight in the caves.
I think Bun's more than happy to just sit in this room, push the card a little bit, but you can see they found X10. Gets caught off on off angle, and now Ethereal's straggling a little bit to try and find some value with Bun going down as well. There's no damage players up for Timeless Ethereal, and this needs to be a reset. I doubt they're going to try and commit.
Are they got a window?
Never mind, I lied.
Okay, Soul says he's going to go in. Okay, has to hit the recall. They're still trying to fight around this window. A bit overeager, I think, there from Scuffed. Thinking potentially they can win that fight. They did find a pick. Monkey Happy just trying to clean up. Yeah, with a rotation of cooldowns there, it's going to be tough for them to find much else. So he'll go down last. So Timeless Ethereal, I'm going to reset.
Ambitious by Scuff to try and turn that fight with the window. I think maybe that's getting a little overzealous with, you know, how much further ahead they've been throughout this series so far. But these are the type of things that can cost you entire maps. You know, we've seen fuller holds happen all the time here on Shambali Monastery. Stepping up with Kiwi's window is going to have to be a disengage from Timeless Ethereal. Soil's getting so low, though.
Pulse Bomb. Oh, what a stick! Someone just dove in front of it. Get down. I think that was that Halo? Just get down, Mr. President. I'll take the Pulse Bomb for you. Pulse Bomb on the ground for Bun. Still manages to find a kill, though. Regardless if she sticks him on him or just puts it on the ground, still comes up big with a kill. X10's Bob finishes off Monkey Happy, and Scott, this might just be it here. Absolution, the closest all they've got is this Bob, and it's 15% away. And Bun, just playing with her food right now, is Kiwi, devoured by Bun. Minute and 20 seconds to go. Doomfist for Monkey Happy comes back, only just to get sent back to spawn as Timeless Ethereal making it look easy. A 2-0 to start off the series as Absolution can't even get that first point.
Yeah, just Ethereal showing that they are potentially the better team so far in this series, even at a player disadvantage. They're confident in their own abilities, the way that they're feeding off of each other. Just impressive how well they're able to just manipulate their opponents and then just bun diff, honestly, a little bit on the
actually, at this point, yeah.
Just, it's not even the picks that they're getting, it's also just on top of that, flanking around, putting a ton of pressure on, getting big picks, like, just being a threat that they're constantly having to turn around for is just giving everyone inherently more space.
Yeah, the pulse ones have been sick. Like I said, don't even need to connect them sometimes to grant these kills. A couple of times a bit overeager, maybe just kind of ego checking Kiwi a little bit. There was a couple of times they went down, but I mean, you're just pushing the backline to their limits. Even if you're doing that, you're forcing all of the cooldowns. It's really tough to get much done. Here you go. Also 007 Bun in the back.
It helps when you have an invisibility cloak like Bun.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Where are they going from? Hogwarts? Like, what was going on? I was just hiding up in the rafters most of the time. Like, look at this. I mean, to be fair, you don't ever check there, right? Like, it's not like, let me just check every corner of this small room for a sneaky tracer. Like, it's just not something you do. Good reactive lamp, though, by Kiwi. That would have been, what, like a quadra kill or something silly. It's so much damage from the pulse in those small rooms. Well, we're going to move on to the next map, Scott, as we just finished up on these highlights here. Absolution, again with another map choice. Can't go to Escort anymore. Obviously won't go to Control. Got Hybrid, Flashpoint, Push. One of those maps, but yeah, it does feel like a little bit of a differential coming through. Again, just being on teams for so long and, you know, playing in other tournaments around. I mean, Absolution, a team of players that have made it through Swiss for the kind of the first time here and just making it into the OWCS on the mainstream. It's definitely tough for some of these more experienced players.
Yeah, you know, you're always going to run into teams that, you know, have put more time in, you know, have more scrim time, you know, maybe even a meta situation, but, you know, happy for them to be here. Obviously, anything is possible. We'll see what map they're going to go to for the third and final round, but one more map, and we'll have to say goodbye. So we'll see what Absolution, now that their back's against the wall, they can choose any map they please outside of Escort and Control where they want to go.
Yeah, and then, well, Timeless Ethereal get the honour of facing Avidity again. They got 3-0'd last time by Avidity, so they definitely want revenge if they win here. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to be the case. So we're going to jump to a quick break, give all the players a little rest for the time being. You can grab some water, snack, whatever you want, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Timeless Ethereal 2-0 in the series against Absolution after they full-held Shambali Monastery. Suravasa is going to be the map pick here for Absolution. As, well, Scott, I don't want to make the pun again, but it's absolutely terrifying going up against Timeless Ethereal right now if you're Absolution, because you're just kind of getting slapped around. It's been really tough for them to find any semblance of team fights. They did come in, this being Absolution, is this 13th seed into stage 3. So yeah, you're kind of, you made it in, you got there, you're in the big leagues right now, and then you go up against a team that is also experienced at this kind of this top level. It's going to be a tough upwards hill battle here if they do manage to find the win and potentially get themselves into a reverse sweep situation, but right now it's looking quite unlikely.
Yeah, I feel like Ethereal kind of has the upper hand in this series, and that's just the way things are. You come in at the 13th seed, happy to be here, but you want to keep moving forward. You got to beat teams like Ethereal, because let's be real, Timeless Ethereal, they are coming out of a situation as well where if they get out of and win this one, they have to play against another team that they have already lost to in Avidity. So
yeah, lost
you
to
have to
3-0
just
too.
you have to keep beating better and better teams if you want to stay in this competition, if you want to go further and further. So Absolution needs to hit, some kind of Space Jam level water consumption to be able to hit the next gear. They're going to turn this round.
Got a double clutch, not single clutch, Oh dear, the pigeons are back.
What's wrong
it's
with
only
pigeons?
This map. Oh, you haven't been Escort.
No, I haven't been here. What happened to the pigeons?
Nothing happened. No. Don't worry about it.
You hating on pigeons?
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Jack loves pigeons. Okay, according to my insider source from the inside, Danny just said Jack loves pigeons. Okay,
so true. So true with that. Let's get to the game, shall we? Let's get to the game. All right, Timeless Ethereal. They're going to run with the ram again. In fact, mirror comps on both sides, just keeping the Ash, keeping the Tracer, just hoping they can do the tango in the middle here in this first point. See if Bun can have the same level of impact. Going to take this longer route here. I really like starting this side if you're Ethereal, especially with this long range on the sideline for the Ash.
Yeah,
it feels so impressive to peak if you're Absolution, because X10 just has such a long sightline.
Yeah, and you're able to do these jumps onto the high grounds. It can be a little difficult because there's nowhere to really back up to, hold the sightlines if you're Absolution. You can see first flip will go off to Ethereal pretty easy. No one has fallen, but it feels like Ethereal just have complete positioning on the point.
Yeah, just a little out rotation there. All good. Monkey Happy stepping forward. Rocking that Nemesis form. But the problem is, you're just taking so much damage. And look at how often Absolution can peek around this corner. It's like, okay, we have to wait for the shield to come out from the ram, and then we have to back off. We have to wait, and then back off. And then all the meanwhile as well, Bun is off on an off angle, just pressuring out the DPS, making them look two different directions. Absolution going to try and make their play now. Nice lamp coming out from Scuffed. Ends up saving Sawhill's life as the flip comes through. A kill onto Kiwi, those a good start. Bun once again putting up numbers in the kill feed on the Tracer. And still alive too. Soulsate trying to chase her down. Still managed to, and Halo comes into the rescue. Halo from the top rope. Boom, straight on the head.
Dude, Halo's just everywhere at once right now.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for Absolution, they did get a flip in the middle of that when they played that aggression. They were doing well. They started, Halo, where are you going?
Yeah, wait. Halo. Wrong spawn.
Actual wrong spawn moment.
Yeah. The rest of the team's like, Halo, wait.
They're like, hey guys, taxi? There's an enemy at our spawn. Wait a second.
Taxi. Guys, come on. Taxi.
That's funny, but honestly, the Ethereal gets back to the point a little bit late. Both windows go down, both lamps go down early.
He looks like they're really early for Ross. Yeah, the bot from X10 just kind of disintegrating that overhealth. Bob's going to be able to cap. Little OT. Absolution. Agni had to get the flip eventually. Kind of a messy fight there. Ross going super early with the sound barrier, but Timeless Ethereal, they're just sitting on theirs, and Halo's just going to go in. 4-person sound barrier there as Timeless Ethereal just going to run it down. No chance for Kiwi on the #1 Bun most wanted list there at the back line. Yeah, take some additional damage. Yeah, nice stuff. Just build up towards another sound barrier using that Bob to its full effectiveness.
Good recognition from Timeless Ethereal to be like, hey, if we just use the sound barrier to get through the aggression of Absolution, get past the Bob, we can just run down the backline, because there were no tanks to speak of, because they're both fallen down, and that will be them closing out the first round, and Sawhill still holding on to an annihilation of their own, so... And they're going to get onto the point first, so Timeless Ethereal firmly in the lead with this map as well.
Alright. Uh-oh. Bun's got a pulse bomb. It's got your name on it, Kiwi, I think. Oh, just dash straight in. Uh-oh, there's the lamp. It's gone down. Oh, pancakes on the floor. Gets a little bit of damage, but that's about it. Monkey Happy just absorbing a lot of that annihilation. You saw Timeless Ethereal, good idea there. Just send Bun into the backline. Maybe they get a stick. They force the lamp. Then they end up ripping annihilation to try and push on. There's Absolution now stop the cap coming through. Halo, she can't end up getting it. It's a couple of pixels away, in fact. But yeah, Sawhill just overstaying their welcome.
Yeah, and that's just a pretty big mistake. And I was saying that Timeless Ethereal pretty firmly in the lead. That's going to cost them a lot. Oh, as we're going to see Halo getting a little aggressive as well.
Good window response there from Kiwi. There's no chance for Sawhill to stay alive. Yeah, you're so slow when you're crossing your arms as the Ram. Don't want to lose anybody. Yeah, nice little safety lab there. Not afraid to use that just to make sure you stay up. You're not going to need it. No big cooldowns coming through from Timeless Ethereal right now as they are on the retreat.
And we're going to see 45% and counting. They're trying to get in the spot. Doing a great job of clearing Bun. That's something that they need to do a better job as the series going on. Because Bun is just able to run around, put too much pressure on a Kiwi in the backline. Bob engagement from X10 and Ethereal. But Absolution is just going to run through it with the sound barrier.
Yeah, straight through the window as well. There you go. Nemesis form straight into the Annihilation. Not sure X10 nor Halo are going to be able to survive this one. Nope. It's going to be a team kill from Absolution. They should be able to get this point too. 80%. Halo is spawning. Yeah, spawning now. I mean, this is looking like a very dicey fight if they want to take it. But no, there's absolutely no way Halo gets there. And that is going to be a point for Absolution.
Yeah, and Timeless Ethereal, they finally starting to meet some resistance from Absolution as they cycle their ultimates really well. One mistake from Sawhill with that aggressive Annihilation, and now all of a sudden Absolution starting to bounce back a little bit. Ethereal, they're hiding here. They're trying to catch Absolution unaware, trying to step up and maybe catch them off guard, not ready for this level of aggression.
Well, they definitely know now. Pulse bomb. Yeah, that does absolutely no damage on the Ram.
Tickling the Ramatra.
Yeah, that's about it. And now Bom's got a pulse of her own. Bob coming through. What's Bomb going to do? I mean, receive the beat would be nice. Shooting Bob in the head a few times. Sure, why not? Get it out the way. Overhealth is going to dissipate now as Timeless Ethereal now rotate to the points. There's a big ultimate used there. Absolution could take full advantage of this. They've got a window available. It should be a pretty easy point if Andre P can get some damage in through this window. And yeah, they end up capping. And in fact, Monkey Happy is going to push into the backline too. Ends up don't want to bite off too much more than they can actually chew and end up retreating back to the rest of the team. But Bun still with the pulse bomb in the back pocket. Oh, Kiwi finally taking down Bun. Has been their arch enemy for this whole series so far, it's felt like. But I mean, Timeless Ethereal still want to fight this, it looks like. X10 throwing in the Bob, Scott.
And they're throwing in other ultimates as well. The Annihilation, they have the window from Scuffed if they need it, but Sawhill is just, in the words of Jack, boom, 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 throwing down people on their thing. And that was an expensive fight from Ethereal, but they were able to just hold on using some great ultimates in Sawhill. Just with that Annihilation, there's nothing Absolution could do.
54% for Absolution. Was a pretty expensive fight, but now becomes the problem, right, for Absolution. Halo, sound barrier coming up in this next fight and a half or so. She gets some damage in. And with this window, they can hold off for that exact moment as Ross ends up using the sound barrier pretty late into that fight and losing it.
I'd love for Solsay to hit a big pulse bomb here. We haven't really seen that much impact with it so far. Endup's in trouble. Oh, Bun cleans it up.
Yeah, easy kill for Bun there. They were kind of hiding away from that window with no coach gun. To be said, even if you're coach gunning in that situation, you're probably going to get caught by X10.
They can't stagger here. If they get staggered here, it's just going to be the end of the round, regardless of what happens. They are managing to get out, and they have the ultimates to win this fight. So it's going to be on Timeless Ethereal to try and force these ultimates out early, but Absolution might have to use some of them to just even close the distance.
Bun's on a nice little off angle too, making sure Solsay is paying attention to them the whole time. Sound barrier from Halo, deployed, Kiwi dead. I mean, that's it, okay. Point over. Timeless Ethereal claiming 2. One more flashpoint will do it. A 3-0. And then a chance to make it to the main event as well. That decided match against Avidity. A rematch at that too. We'll see if Absolution can come back. They got an Annihilation to maybe start the fight off with, but Timeless Ethereal, because they won that fight at the very end, they're going to get point position. And once again, being very sneaky beaky like.
Yeah, they did a great job of engaging with the sound barrier to catch Kiwi off guard in that last fight. Trying to catch him off guard once again. Monkey Happy's going forward, but the rest of the team's having to go backwards. So big split up here from Absolution, but the ultimate from Monkey Happy.
Oh, Sawhill needed help there. Nice Annihilation from Monkey Happy. Just staying alive, recognizing that the rest of their team ended up having to back all the way up. Just a little bit of a recoil there. I'm not sure Sawhill was kind of expecting that much damage thrown their way.
Timeless Ethereal, they maybe trying that trick too many times, just like hiding in the corner. It felt like Absolution was actually very ready for it. Backline was able to get far enough away, so Sawhill had to overextend to put the pressure on and was punished in kind. So let's see how Timeless Ethereal are going to step up with this one. They have a window of their own. Bun with a pulse bomb has been scary.
Anything's possible when Bun has a pulse bomb. Ooh. Yeah, Soulsay didn't want any of that smoke. Has to back off. Look at the ultimates though from Timeless Ethereal, Scott. They got 5 pretty much on the board, or 4, sorry, pretty much on the board, but X10 only 5% away from that bob. Nice headshots coming through as well. I think it's just going to rotate onto heights. Looks like it, but X10 just taking an off angle right now. Taking a couple of shots there from Andre P, but Sawhill's in the back line. No lamp to kind of deal with now. However, the sound barrier from Ross is going to prove a thorn in the side for Sawhill. Just moved around. So much damage, yeah, and that window as well just meant Timeless Ethereal could not step up. But Spun, again with a pulse, kills Ross, and X10 comes up big with 2 kills. How do they do it? How do X10 and Bun just continue their reign of terror? X10 just cleaning up the rest of the fight. We don't need a tank in this situation. We got this.
Well, Sawhill just drew so much ire from Absolution, just putting themselves at the forefront of the rest of the team, just taking so much damage. Yes, Sawhill eventually falls, but Bun and X10 just taking that space and putting it to good use. And now, 35% of counting, Timeless Ethereal in a pretty good spot. They have a window, but now Absolution. Soulsay, I said I wanted it last time. Pulse bomb goes a little wide.
Hit marker, yep. Hitting through the window from Scuffed. Healing Sawhill all the way up. It's going to be a slow fight now. No crazy ultimates coming online. It's just going to be about the neutral.
And you can see that Monkey Happy's taking so much damage, but they are getting up to the Annihilation, which is going to be the big ultimate that they're going to need. Kiwi as well with the window. Last time we saw these ultimates be available for Absolution, Ethereal went hyper-aggressive with their sound barrier. Let's see if they do the same thing.
Well, they are going up to high ground. Yeah, Halo backing off for the time being. And now sound barrier set up. There it is. There's the engage. Hits 4. Bun the only one getting that one, and Halo is in. Annihilation pull from Monkey Happy, so that overhealth is just going to disappear, but can they come up with kills? Bun a little bit scared of this window, perhaps, but no, there's no touch! Oh, Absolution couldn't get there. The fight was definitely going in their favor, but it doesn't matter. Timeless Ethereal takes Suravasa a 3-0 in the series. And now one final opposition before they can potentially punch their ticket to the main event. My word, that Absolution was so close from getting the win there in that team fight. They just needed to touch.
Didn't happen.
Well, Danny just crushing Absolution's hopes and dreams. Yeah, it didn't happen. Later.
I'm just spinning facts, you know. Could have made it work, but it didn't. I mean, it was Timeless. They looked really clean. They were absolutely fantastic. I was very surprised with Timeless Ethereal's performance, definitely. Guys, let's look at some highlights. Talk about this match. Anything you guys want to talk about?
Honestly, there's a lot of different pieces that you can talk about from this Timeless Ethereal team. Like, obviously, Bun, I think, having a phenomenal match on this trace. It didn't feel like Absolution really had a lot of answers to say. Just feeling very confident playing this Ramatra Ashe. It feels like this is the meta that a lot of North American teams are just trending towards. You know, just a very rush heavy, play together, give space to the Ashe. And I think Timeless Ethereal played it to a high level, and there wasn't that level of play from Absolution, sadly.
Yeah, the way Bum was playing too, a lot of the times on these off angles, like just pure patience, just holding out, waiting for the team to set her up with kills. You saw the Vortex kill there was really nice, like not needing to use the Pulse Bomb at all, because you can just follow that up with some easy peppering, just unending clip in someone's head as they're super slowed down. I think this team all around just kind of diffed Absolution, like straight up. A little bit unfortunate, Absolution going down here, 0-6 in the groups, but again, a lot of players that maybe have not kind of made it this far, and next time around you can get up there again. I mean, at the end of the day, there is more stages. There's more stages to come here this year. Got another stage, so maybe reform the team, maybe change out some pieces, or maybe just run again with the same 5 and maybe make it further next time around.
I do want to add here as well, like, it felt like Absolution were starting to find their footing here on Suravasa. It felt like they were starting to understand how they wanted to play up against Ethereal. They were trying to change the tempo a little bit, understanding how aggressive Ethereal like to play. So definitely some good signs from Absolution, but just not enough against Ethereal here.
Yeah, I mean, Absolution, I think they did try their best, but it was just, the better team wins at the end, right? Simple as that. And it was Timeless
It
Ethereal.
was so close.
That was super close.
The BAP was like falling. You know that there's like a slight point where the actual like hitbox of the checkpoint itself is like not against the wall, so you're like just falling into it. That's so sad, man.
Yeah. But hey, Timeless Ethereal looking good, and they are having a rematch, right? Their next match is
against
with Avidity,
who beat them 3-0 last time as well. So
that's honestly gonna be a good question, right? For a post-match interview. Yeah. Anyways, before we go into the interview, though, let's highlight our player of the match, everybody, and that is none other than
Bun,
the GOAT Tracer of Ethereal. I feel like, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Whenever I watch these matches, I'm like, okay, they make like, especially for the Tracer players, like when I see them, like, okay, they make it so easy. They look so easy. Go into my games.
Danny is not able to recreate these moments.
I can't.
No way.
I'm a boomer. I can't. It's just too fast.
I don't think
my
that's
hands
it.
can't follow.
It's the pulse bombs that get me. Like they're so consistent with the pulse bombs, how much they stick. Like even me, like I play Tracer and I'm like go to throw the pulse bomb, dude. I yeet that stuff in the opposite direction 100% of the time. The consistency that they're able to get in the face, get the punishes and just take players down. Bun really putting on a clinic of how to play Tracer at the highest level.
It is one of the hardest heroes in the game, if not the hardest to master. I don't think we've still not seen like the tip top of Tracer gameplay just yet, as the game just continues to evolve year by year. But man, the pulse bombs, like something that I think we pointed out yesterday, Scott. Every Tracer right now is going for the 180 pulses, and they're doing it like it's nothing. Back in the day, like that was like a crazy thing to do, but now everybody's just doing it. It's just like normal.
I feel like, is it just me, or I feel like just general level of Tracer players has just risen?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Overall,
every single year, just in general, like here's a life meta point. Like back in 2004, like people were pretty bad at games, but people thought they were gods, right? But every single year, people are just getting better and better and better. And Overwatch is no different, right? Yeah. 2016 Overwatch. Scott, you look like a bot, bro.
No, dude, you see me walking around. We were just like walking around, just like
bot. You could have been like a hard bot, like Lucio Aura, just kind of walking around. And you see players now, like, even at this level, like not even like crazy raccoon, like world beaters, like the play is just exponentially better than it was, like even a couple of years ago.
100%.
I feel like it's always just so fun to watch all these different, I think, just players in general, and DPS specifically. Like you could see like the sort of a different style or different approach to how they play that specific hero, and I think that's also a fun thing to sort of look out for in these matches for OWCS.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's just something cool to see. Everyone, all these new players stepping up in a big way, really putting on these, world-class performances. It's always fun to just like see people and watch them just like go crazy on these heroes. Yeah. As Jack said, we go back just a few years. There's these players and household names. We have these other players now coming up, a new generation of players that just sort of put those players to shame. So it's always cool to see, players stepping up and other players like, let's use Jaehong, for example. I'm sorry, Jaehong, the goats of Overwatch, that we remember since the beginning of time, and then you see this new generation come through and they just, they put us to shame. So
he had to drag Jaehong like that, really? He left his legacy, just let
I'll drag myself. You've seen Overwatch
Old
play.
Ocean, okay? Old Ocean. It's gonna be tough for you guys. I still believe. I want to see Jaehong in Stockholm. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Please,
I believe.
Please win. Yeah. All right. We're having some technical difficulties right now, so let's take a quick look at Group A brackets. Of course, Toronto staying on top. It's Toronto Defiant, right? Yeah. With this win, Timeless Ethereal is going to move up and going to go against Avidity for the decider match. I mean, like we said, it's going to be a rematch. I hope it's not going to be a 3-0. Do you guys feel like it's going to be another 3-0 for Avidity? I mean, I feel like if Ethereal just plays how they play like how they did today, I could see them maybe getting a map. No?
Yeah, it was decently close anyway. Like it wasn't a complete blowout. Like, they weren't just going like, oh, it's not like a Toronto Defiant game where they just spawn hold you and then there's nothing you can do and they just full cap and then they spawn hold you like over again. Like, that, it's going to be a close game for sure. Yeah, ideally it goes to 5. I think that'll be really hype, and you know, getting a little bit of revenge is always a nice storyline for Timeless Ethereal. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, that'll be next week.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we're ready for the interview. We'll just ask the player right now. It is going to be Bun, who's going to be joining for our interview. Bun, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, hey, big congratulations on getting the win. We've been talking about this rematch that is going to come up, your decider match against Avidity. So I want to ask you about that before we head into sort of talking more about this specific match. So yeah, rematch. I mean, you guys did unfortunately lose, but I mean, you guys are going up against Avidity again. Like, what's the game plan for that match? I mean, you guys already know what Avidity is going to do. So what's the game plan going in?
Well, I don't really want to say what we're gonna like do exactly, but in our previous match with them, like, I don't think we put up that much of a fight. Like, we weren't used to the comp they were playing. Like, they were playing Winston Brig everywhere, and like, we just didn't have a good plan for that. But I think we'll be more prepared for next time.
More prepared. Awesome.
Speaking about that then, because we've seen a stark contrast, I think, between some teams like Toronto Defiant, who are running like this pure dive, like, we're going to play Winston, D.Va, like really, really fast like dive comps, and then your guys' team, obviously, you're playing the Ram, it's a little bit more rush style. Do you think that is more suiting your wheelhouse, or do you think that's where the meta is trending?
To be honest, we think dive is really strong, but we knew that this team we were going to play, Absolution, is just going to play Ram, so we thought the easiest way to beat them would just be to mirror it, rather than like overcomplicate it by like playing dive into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of want to talk about you individually in this setup. It felt like you had an invisibility cloak at some points, just like running around the backlines. Did you feel the same way? It felt like you just had free farm, hitting big pulse bombs. Give me your thought process on the Tracer game you just had.
Yeah, sometimes it did feel like they weren't really looking at me, but I think that's because my team was doing like a good job of making pressure in the front line.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Bun, that's it for the interview. Thank you so much, and again, good luck moving forward.
Thank you.